Send a freaking letter to the Queen. Send her a freaking check. Send a freaking check to the United States of America. Go ahead. Send a check to Canada. Canada Revenue Agency. There you go. Send a check. So what? How could they cash it? See, I'd like to have the endorsement on the back of the United States of America. I'd like the endorsement on the back of Queen. I'd like the endorsement on the back of CRA. Not Bob, not Joe, not Betty. I want to make sure the Queen is getting it. I don't want nobody else, a third-party interloper. No. That ain't going to work. If they say I owe the debt, they're the ones I pay, and them alone. Just like if somebody came to me right now and said, hey, Carl, you owe Bali 500 quid. Oh, really? Says who? Well, it says Bali. Really? What? We'll see this piece of paper? It says Bali versus you, 500 quid. Bali got a judgment. Really? Lovely. The only problem with that is I ain't giving you a effing dime. I'll give it to Bali. And it better have Bali's endorsement on the back. And I know what his effing signature looks like. So don't be effing with me. So if you want to collect for him, that's lovely. Here it is. Now, if I see any other effing signature on the back of that thing, I'm going to nail that bastard. But here's the check. Have at it. Simple. This is so scary.
Hey, Carl, I'm going to probably cut off in the next 5-10 minutes, but there was a caller who just rang up a few moments ago.
Let's hang up, man. Let's hang up. No, dude, let's hang up. Okay. Somebody's got their hand up for real?
He did have Northwest New York. It was to do with bank accounts and national insurance. Social Security, as you call it.
No, it was just, I was saying before, while you were away, Carl, a couple of the guys here, and me included, we've gone through the process of trying to remove Social Security numbers from our bank accounts. And a couple of guys have had success, and I'm still fighting with mine, going through the process of trying to get mine removed. It's been a fun little process. I've had a blast trying to do it, just with the whole thing. But
can you tell me what the benefit is?
What the benefit of having a Social Security number on a bank account is?
Can you tell me what the benefit is from removing it? Can you just tell me why it's beneficial? So, if you're Joe Smith and there's 10 million Joe Smiths, and the only way they could possibly ID you through their system is through a Social Security number, can you tell me why it's a benefit to be one of the 10 million Joe Smiths who refuse to use Social Security numbers? Can you tell me what's the benefit?
Well, there's plenty of different ways that I could identify myself, because not 8 million Joe Smiths.
Sir, I didn't say you can identify yourself. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said the name Smith is the most prolific name in the United States. Okay, let's agree to that. Okay, and Joe is the biggest name, the first name. Okay, so say there's 10 million Joe Smiths in the United States. Okay, and nobody wants to use a Social Security number. How is the bank going to be able to just figure out which Joe Smith is asking for what out of what account? To make sure they got the right Joe Smith?
Various things. You got a photo ID if you want to give them a photo identification of yourself, a picture of yourself, your signature, address.
Where did the photo ID? Okay, look, if I'm Joe Smith and you're Joe Smith, and I walk into the bank and said, I'm Joe Smith, here's my photo ID. My mama took it and she put my footprint on it when I was born. Here's my photo ID. I want access to Joe Smith's bank account. What's the number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How did you know that? Well, I just know that. Well, how do we know you're the real Joe Smith that belongs to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Well, look, here's a picture of my footprint when my mommy put on my piece of paper when I was born. That's me. And I got 3 affidavits from my mom, a priest, and my uncle. I'm me. Trust me. Give me the money out of Joe Smith's account. I'm just asking, what's the benefit of not having a number on the bank account?
Oh, so it's not exposed to the public.
Okay, then why are you putting your money into? Why are you putting your money into a public institution then?
Because I feel it's probably I feel it's probably a little bit safer than stuffing it in my mattress. Because I feel that there's a benefit sometime of using a debit card to make a purchase at the grocery store. Okay,
so then why don't you just buy cards that are prepaid cards? Why don't you just go to Walmart and buy a $500 prepaid card, and we're not running out spending?
Yeah, that's an option too.
That's it. But what's the purpose of not? What's the benefit though of not having a Social Security number on the bank account?
the benefit of not having one. Just like I said, it's not branding your account as a public account, so that if IRS wanted to jump in and snag it from there just based off the Social Security number, they could just go in and do that. But we've gone through that before, and you've explained it many times that if anybody's going to take your property, if anybody's going to try and seize your bank account and have a notice of lien thrown in front of them, and they're just going to act under fear and seize your funds in the account, we all know we can hold that man or that woman liable. But right, but so what I'm talking about is just trying to eliminate probably one step of the process before it gets to that, and not expose it publicly, so that it can be a deterrent.
What I'm saying, I can't understand how people can not manage their money better than that. Like I said, it's not just you. 2 people I'm talking to in federal prison during the week. One guy got, I think it was Gus probably. I remember reading the federal criminal complaint against the man, and I'm trying to remember. It was either $260,000 or $450,000 they seized in the man's PayPal account.
Uh-huh.
Now, who in their right mind? PayPal is like eBay. Who in their right mind would put like $250,000 or $500,000 in eBay's trust and care? It's insane.
Are you talking about PayPal or are you talking about eBay?
He put it in PayPal and eBay. It's the same company.
Okay.
You didn't know.
It's got to be linked. It has to be linked back to some type of credit card or bank account.
What I'm saying, it's the same company. eBay and PayPal are the same. They're going to split sometime this spring. In the second quarter, They're going to split. Okay? But what I'm saying is, who in their right mind would give eBay $500,000 and hopefully that nobody's going to touch it or take it or wonder why you gave eBay $500,000 to hold?
Yeah.
So obviously the feds took them 2 seconds to tell eBay, PayPal, to seize the funds. And then the guy's like, hey, why'd you take all my money out of the PayPal account? Dude, you gave it to eBay. Are you out of your effing mind? Yeah, you are, because now you're sending federal jail. What are you people thinking? It's like I keep the bare minimum in my bank account, so like you said, I could travel the world, which I do. And if I need to buy an airline ticket back home, which sometimes I do, I have the funds available, but no great amount that if they did take it, I was like, oh well, no big deal. So like you said, well, I don't feel safe with it under my mattress. Okay, I guess you live in a really bad neighborhood where people steal mattresses.
Or I'm afraid of my house catching fire.
That's why you put it in a cast iron box. Well, that's why you put it in a steel insulated box that they sell it at Walmart for $30.
Yeah, that's an option too. Yeah.
Oh, so some of it Harbor Freight for like $30.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. And we have that option. We definitely have that option if we want to do that.
And what the big thrill is to be able to walk in and say, hallelujah, I finally achieved this miracle of miracles. I don't have a Social Security number on my bank account. What is the great benefit, I'm saying? So you could still think you could put $1 million in your bank account and it's safe and secure, and there's no way in the world anybody's going to have the opportunity to seize it?
Well, wouldn't they have a harder time trying to seize it?
Did you ask? Did you ask the bank? Did you ask them a simple question? What's the benefit of me having one, or what's the benefit of me not having one? Did you just ask somebody who does, banking for a living, and just say, hey, if I put $1 million in a bank, how safe is it without a Social Security number? They'll say just as safe as somebody puts in $100,000 because we only insure you to $100,000. We don't insure anybody. The federal government doesn't insure any deposits past $100,000. You'd have to take out private insurance. We wouldn't guarantee its safety. So what I'm saying is I see you guys putting in such a concerted, hard effort, and I wish you'd spend your energy doing something maybe a little bit more, practical than saying, well, I was able to accomplish through 17 years of diligence to not get my Social Security number in my bank account. I said, but what did it accomplish? Well, now it's safe and secure. Well, why don't you just keep $1,000 in there and put the rest in some sort of container that's not going to burst into flames when your house goes on fire? Well, that's an option. Well, okay, can you explain to me what was the benefit of all this diligent hard work? What was the purpose? I'm saying, what do you think you're going to accomplish or achieve? What's the next goal? Okay, now you accomplished this. What's the next goal? What's the next thing you'd like to do?
So what, after having the number removed from the bank account?
Yeah, now you accomplish this, feat. What's the next, grand, what you want to do? What's the next mission in life? You got this one.
But if I would think of one, I would get to it. But yeah, there's no more pressing need. But I've just myself, I've removed the number from pretty much all aspects of my life here, with utility bills, everything like that. And it's just bank account's just the last one. That's all.
Well, like I said, you could actually read the Social Security Act, and it clearly says in the Social Security Act that if anybody denies you a job because you don't have a Social Security number, you could hold them liable, and you could actually sue them and get awarded compensation for them failing to employ you. So I'm sure somewhere in the Social Security Act, if somebody refuses to give you a bank account, or somebody refuses to give you a driver's license, and somebody refuses to do that, I'm sure somewhere in the Social Security card it says Social Security Act, it says the same thing. Nobody could force, Yeah, right. But it's already established. But I'm saying it's already established. But what I'm saying is I don't really understand. I mean, when people ask me my Social Security number, it's 126-426, 126-624-286. What's the big deal? I don't care. It's not my number. So go ahead and take that number and go fuck with it. And you know what? You're going to get the feds knocking on your door. You're not going to get me knocking on your door. You're going to get the United States government or the feds knocking on your door. It's their effing number. It's not your number anyway. So what the hell does it matter? Your Social Security number. I don't have one, but somebody issued one, and this is the one I use for convenience and transactions through the commercial land. This is what they give me, so I'm going to use it as a benefit. This is the key they give me to unlock the door, to make it quick and smooth and easy transitions. I'm not going to force that. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? That's a great benefit. I can't, like I said, I'm not stupid enough to put more than a certain amount of money in the bank to begin with.
Karl?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is John. I just wanted to tell you that right on the back of the Social Security card, it says right there in clear language, this card belongs to the Social Security Administration, and you must return it upon demand.
Yeah, it's not mine. Yeah, so I couldn't care less. It's just a key. It's just like if they give me a key. It's like the key to go in through the commercial door a little bit quicker and easier. Okay. I'm going to turn a key and go on my life. It's just the same thing somebody asked about a passport. And like this guy on Angela's show last week, me and Angela were talking about this guy, and even Angela says, this is crazy. Why is she or he blocking his ability to access the commercial world? And obviously, if he's got a cell phone, he's using somebody else's. Obviously, if he's got an apartment, he had to get it through somebody else's name. Obviously, if he's driving a car, it's not his, or he'd be in jail every 5 seconds. And why have such a hassle when you go to the border crossing and just say, hey, passport, there you go. Welcome home. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye. And walk in. What's the big deal? I don't get it. I mean, I fight for certain things because, like I said, like that Alabama couple last week on the show, they said, thank you, Carl. Oh, it was a Sunday show I did, so you guys didn't hear them. If you want to listen to the Alabama couple, saying, yay, we got our kid back. We did your little silly 2 or 3 sentence thing, and they laughed at us at first, and then the judge gave it back and said, we're sorry that we took your kid. So that was a Sunday show I did like 13 days ago now. But anyway, I try to accomplish things like that. To me, I spend more time trying to get, people back their property. That's what I do. If somebody takes your property, I'm like, you want to get it back? Yeah, this is how we do it. I don't care if it's your property, it's your car. I don't care if it's a unicorn. I don't care if it's a child. I don't give a damn if it's yours. The government is there and is holding it for you. Good. They're securing and protecting it. Good. Now go claim it. What? Go claim it. Nobody else is going to claim it. Well, the United States government, no, they can't make a claim. They can't swear and put their hand on a stack of Bibles and swear that, no, they don't have hands. It's a fictional entity. Only man can make a claim. The government only exists to secure and protect the property of man. Go make the claim. Go get your property back. It's just sitting there. Go get it. Well, they took it 15 years ago. Go get it. Some lady asked me that the other day. The kid was put him in foster care, then adopted out. Go get it. You're like, that easy? Go get it. It's your property. You created it. You had the only vested interest in it. Nobody else put anything in it. Well, those the adopted parents will say, well, we put 3 years of our hard labor into this kid. Good. Hand me the bill, and I'll give you back the how much did you put into it? $300,000. Okay, give me the bill. Oh, by the way, all I got is at the end of the month is $10.17. So it's going to take quite a while to tender the debt, but to settle the debt. But there you go. Here's a start. Here's $10.17. I'm here to collect my property. Thank you. They didn't take no wisdom of Solomon to figure that out. I don't have to cut the baby in half. It's my property. I'm taking it. I created that little, piece of bundle of joy. It's mine. Did you create it? No. Then back the F off. I'm the creator. Back off. It's simple. There's no rocket science here. But is there, and like I said, is there anybody else who's Bali unmuted that wants to say anything before, like me and Bali called in the night? Are you still there, Bali? I don't know if you're still there or not. Because
yeah, I think I'm gone.
Yeah, because like I said, I got to hang up and then I got to dial back in. And because I'll, unlock the board real quick and just let anybody ask. If anybody wants to ask something, do it real quick. I got to hang up, call back up, and use my own access code because Bali uses my access code. So,
yeah, I'll jump off, but yeah, I just wanted to get some input. I appreciate the chat. But I know a couple of people. It's come before, and I've never heard it discussed on the show before. So I just kind of wanted to pick your brain and get your take on it. That's all.
I'm saying I got no problem with people, spending their time and energy and effort on something. But I hope you come back in, like a week or two and say, man, you know what, I got a great mission. I said, what's your mission now? And it's like, now we're going to make sure that all judges allow video recordings of every court session. Oh, great, good. When you succeeded that, let us know. Or anytime a court clerk interferes with our right to access the court, we're going to hold a claim against a woman who's interfering with our right to access a public building because she works for us. So see what I'm saying? I'm just saying I just wish there was more to the benefit side of not having a Social Security number in your bank account. I just wish it's like, oh my God, you finally did it. You cracked the code. You busted them wide open. Now we're all safe. You see what I'm saying? I'm not putting down your achievement. I'm just saying, you come up with a really good one. Like, we learned now how to, like poor Gus, he wants to access these courts like you got no idea. And he's saying it's so hard for him to be congeal, Mr. Congeal. We're trying to make him as sweet as pie, but it's very frustrating when he's running into a brick wall. Are you there, Gus?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Gus, are you there?
Yeah, I had to unmute.
Yeah, go ahead, explain this to the guy a little bit, because I got to hang up for a second and log back in under my own password.
All right. Accessing the courts, there's 3 different cases that I'm personally working on, and then I'm helping a bunch of other people with their stuff. John Fall's doing the same thing with his case. He's got several cases going on, but when you're trying to bring your court into their courthouse, and I've done one straight up common law right from the beginning, another one a conversion, and just got a decision on a statutory case from last month. That went pretty well. And but that remained in statutes, and there's one that we converted from 5 years in the statutory court into a common law venue, and they are throwing a fit. I mean, these people are just upset, ignoring the paperwork, and basically they're trespassing over and over on the case. And on Thursday this week, 2 of the different courts issued an order, and one of them is the one that's 100% common law, and the other one is the one that was converted over. And in both cases, the judges issued an order which clearly shows that they've trespassed. And now it's not just our paperwork that shows that the stuff was in there. That we were looking for a way to make a claim, looking for the risk management, which is the claims adjuster for the state. Who is it that you go to make a claim? Do you go to the judiciary? Where do you go make a claim for a trespass on a case? And instead of suing the clerk, instead of suing a judge or starting a lawsuit, I want to talk to a claims adjuster. No different than when I get into a car accident. back on August 20th, somebody ran into me, and I got her, in a car accident, and I got her insurance information, policy number. I called the insurance company. They took care of it. It was all done. That was a trespass on my vehicle. And so this is no different. I don't want to go suing anybody. I just want to make a claim. I want the claims adjuster to look at the paperwork and decide how much, what the value is, and pay the claim. That's it. And like John Fall's doing, in which I've been hesitating to do it, I haven't put in a fee schedule yet. And John and I have had this discussion, and I don't disagree with putting a fee schedule in for trespass. I'm just I'm avoiding putting too much in there, and my life's not on the line. John's got a real serious case going on. I don't. And the cases that I am working on is very serious for the people I'm working with, but yet I didn't want to go that far just yet. I wanted to just wait one more week, and see if we can get them to really put both feet into the pie so that we can make that claim. And I think we got that this week on Thursday, and so now we're looking for the claims adjuster for the trespass. Who holds your bond? Who has the insurance on this case, on this clerk's office? Your oath of office has a bond and a policy number. I need to know what it is so I can make a claim. And they're not giving up that information. We've got 2 of those letters into the courts. So, it is frustrating. It's very difficult to get them to do their job. I mean, it's really, there's nothing complicated about it. We've even, in one of the courts, the one that's 100% common law, the clerk said that she was uncomfortable in allowing the Smith court into her courthouse, and sent it off to the building manager, which in this case is not the Chief Justice, and the building manager wasn't sure what to do with it, so she passed it on to the Chief Judge, who held on to it for 2 weeks, and then finally this past week issued an order saying that the judge is calling the lady moving the case a plaintiff, and she's calling the notices and all the paperwork in the case motions. So she's there's proof positive on the record that she's trespassed on the case, not only trespassed, but converted the case over to something that it's not. This case is clearly, there's lots of notices in the case. This is a common law case, so there's a notice of common law. There's a notice of the character and nature of the man, that, the person that's in the court is a man. The nature is a man. The character is that of a prosecutor, not that of a plaintiff. So all that kind of language is in there as notices already. So there's no ambiguity whatsoever that this is a common law case. And for this judge to go ahead and say this is a plaintiff and these are motions, when in fact it's a lady making a claim, a woman making a claim, and she's putting notices in. Not there is no motions before the court for the judge to make any decisions on, and there's other language in there that specifically says that this case is to be heard by the jury and not to be decided by a judge. The judge has no decision-making capacity whatsoever in this case. They are there. The judge, magistrate, whoever it's going to be, has nothing to do but to witness the case and find that the facts are in support of the claim, and to witness that the order that we gave them, we already put the order into the case that we expect the judge to sign. We require the judge to sign if the facts are presented and he believes that the claim is true, that he's to witness that along with the jury and the clerk, and to move it on to a sheriff for execution. So the order's already into the court. The case is 100% complete. We gave the clerk a heads up because we've been building the case for 3 weeks, putting paperwork in, making sure everything was tight. And then we wrote a letter to the clerk saying, we just put in a summons into the case, and the case is ready to move forward. We require 2 copies to be prepared, 2 complete copies to be prepared with the summons that's already in the case to be delivered to the sheriff for execution on the parties through process service. And that's when they started throwing a fit. You know, you can't bring the Smith court into our courthouse, and we have a problem with this. And they never put that on paper. Those were the discussions. And so, you know, rather than flip out, I just took my time, took a deep breath, figured out what to write next, and just kept going at it. And finally, they stepped into it. They finally put it on paper that they've trespassed on the case. So now we're looking for the claims adjuster. So that's where we're at. But it is frustrating.
Hey Gus, can I just ask you a question about that?
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Okay, so and I'm just asking. I'm not even sure I'm going in the right direction, but technically, aren't they correct? Like if they say that you can't put your case in their court, it seems to me that would be a correct statement for them to say. Contrast with you can put your case in the public courthouse. Their fictional court, whatever that is, the state of Vermont, you know, district court, I don't know what it is. Wouldn't they be correct in saying that?
Oh, absolutely. And they're saying that, you know, they specifically mean the courthouse. The conversations that the lady had with them, you know, right up front, she had one conversation, and then we went to courthouse. You know, we went to to putting everything in writing, told her, look, we need everything in writing, and that was the last time they mentioned anything about that subject. But yes, absolutely correct. It's, you know, they're talking about their courthouse and not their court, because when you're in their court, you got to follow their rules.
And I know you know that. I'm bringing it up so people who are listening can understand. There's only a limited number of ways they try to trick you. When they did that to me in both of my cases, and so I just wrote back to them and say, you know, I'm not trying to put my court into your court. I'm putting my case is in my court at the location of the public courthouse known as, you know, and I explain it to them. They see that, I think once they see that you're diffusing their silly little childish tricks, they start to lose ammunition and hope really quick.